Dear friends, in this video we will go ahead with the project about composing without the metro, but we talk about now we talk about composing as a soundscape where the sound acts beyond traditional music and beyond the idiomatic writing typical of the style of writing for instruments. For example, every instrument, the piano have some styles of writing, the flute have some typical ideas about writing in traditional music and also affects contemporary music. But here with electronic music we can write out from the idea of writing for an instrument, but we write with sound, pure sound, in its purest dimension, in its purest philosophical entity, and we don't now we don't use idiomatic ideas, but we use for example an idea of soundscape, imitating the soundscape of the cities, the soundscape of the parks, the sounds of the soundscape you can find around yourself. Listen at the space around you and let inspire yourself with what you listen every day, for example, and or imagine abstract soundscapes, abstract soundscape in your head with your inner ear, and then try to realize as possible what you imagine, or let yourself work with sound and let the result begin gradually. Let all became real gradually, and then surprise yourself with the final result, shaping point by point the ideas. We can now create a soundscape where the ideas can repeat and goes in variations. For example, we can repitch this, we can transpose down by an octave, then we can make another copy, then mount it on top of the other, then transpose by 2 octaves. Then we can work in an intuitive way. For example, make a junction about these 2 notes, here and there, make junctions. Here we can time stretch the sounds, time stretching the MIDI score, the MIDI clip. Here we can choose to copy these and make a version as in a soundscape. You can listen ta 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 ta. Similar way, clearly, or here is all different, but we can work with instinct. You don't have to sing the material. You have to work in this way. For example, we are talking about also if you want at a center point, also working on speed is good, because working on speed is like action painting with sound, and it's very interesting to observe how the shapes come through, the soundscapes come through Okay, we can listen the material now, and we go. Okay, this could be, for example, a chapter, maybe made it longer, for example, about 40 seconds, 50 seconds. Then you can create other tracks under, then create new ideas, and then create a passing between the A section to a B section of the piece, and create another whole soundscape, completely different, with different rules, completely different write style, completely another dimension of sound. And then you can create contrast, create duration in time for composers. For example, if you want to work on larger pieces, longer pieces, you can create great contrast using these different sections in form A, B, C, D, E, always different. For example, in electronic music of research, concrete music, acoustic music works very well, this strategy about changing always the section completely. Or you can sometimes recall some materials inside, copying and translating the MIDI clips inside the project, so you can create another world of sounds, other worlds of sound, and bring beyond the piece, and go ahead with the piece, with composing the piece. Very, very interesting. So here the sound act like a mimesis of soundscapes, where all can happen also randomly, by instinct, by random, you can also choose all the writing techniques you need. For example, use junctions of notes, groups of notes, chords, polytonality, serial approaches with notes inside the row, an ordinated row. So we will talk about these things with other examples, etc. But here is about create soundscapes beyond the traditional idiomatic writing of instruments. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and salute from Giorgio Bianchi.